I'm wondering, just like everybody else, I'm dying to know because I thought he was locked in with CU. We saw his lady at a lot of the events, a lot of the like the buff walks and stuff this season, and she had all kinds of custom Colorado clothes made, like Liana, like custom Colorado everything. So it seemed like they were both really happy. I think maybe he has a guaranteed bag in college that might be as big or bigger than what he could get in the NFL. And it might just be a business. It's got to be a business decision. But I assume that he's looking for a big bag that's, I mean, he's a legitimized college player. And in the NFL, there's always, you've got that proving higher risk for injury, this and that. So um, I don't know. I'm still torn up about it. I'm interested to hear what you guys think because it threw me for a loop big time.
Yeah, this one is a little weird. Phil, go ahead, please. You were going to say you were going to talk about
So
his chances. Go ahead.
yeah, I honestly don't know if I think he'll start at Bama just based off of what they have there. Deontay Lawson, I think he's probably going to definitely go. But Jahad Campbell is another guy at middle linebacker who is I think top five linebacker on Mel Kiper's board. So if both of those guys leave, I think he has a chance to start. If one of those guys leave, I don't think he will just because I think they have some guys coming up behind them that will be a little bit better, but I think he will be a value add. I just want to make sure that we're careful with always saying that when somebody leaves, they're trying to get a bag because we don't know what the situation is because it could very well be like I'm just trying to go somewhere and still play football and get my master's, or it could be you know, I want to go. Yeah, I think it could be something as simple as, hey, this school doesn't provide this for me, so I'm going to go here. Or maybe he just wants to go somewhere and just be happy, finish school, right off into the sunset, and go from there. So I don't think everything is always the bag, but I don't think he's moving to actually try to start. I will say that much because I don't think he will at that move.
Hey, can I?
Go ahead.
uh, Harry, you hinted on something a second ago when you was talking about it. You was talking about he may not like his mock draft positioning, and
Mm-hmm.
that could be a vital piece to his decision to go ahead and go back and get your masters. You know, get a little bit more money, maybe what you was getting at CU, because
Mm-hmm.
Alabama does has have boosters and they have the money there. They ain't Texas A&M, but they got the money.
I got some pushback on that, Tim, but I
Okay,
want you to finish though. Go ahead.
okay, but if you look at his mock draft, because he was a senior,
Right.
so I mean, he's able to see where he may land in the mock draft, and if he doesn't like that, then why not come back and get maybe a little bit bigger payday? I I I think he's a smart young man. I mean, a smart man, um, just from the outside looking in. But I don't see why he wouldn't go to Alabama and get his mock draft up and then enter the league. It makes
But
sense.
but does that mean that Colorado doesn't have the weight to get him higher? Is that why you would make a move? Because you when you're making a move that has like your credits transferring. I mean, all of your credits transferring, and there's a lot that goes into moving. So, could it be that Colorado didn't have what he wanted, or I mean, what else could it be? I'm trying to I'm trying to make sense of it because you get a lot of highlights here, and is he looking at the fact that maybe the linebackers room is not really what he wants or what's going to help him to get there? You know, so it's I mean, somebody help me out because I'm trying. I really want to
I mean,
understand it.
it's one of those things where it's really hard to say, man, because this one is kind of confusing because it seems like once he got there and was on the field, he made a difference. So it could be a situation where he's saying, I know I may not be able to get to the league because trust me, these schools have resources to help these kids know what their draft stock is. So maybe he realizes, hey, I'm not a guy that's going to get in the NFL. So let me stay in
Mm-hmm.
college and I can make more money off of NIL than I can off of a practice squad position play
Right.
for another year, continue my education, and then if I get a better draft grade next year, do what I do. If not, I got a little bit of money on the side. I can start my own tractor supply company. I can start my own
Wait. What supply?
pressure washing company or something. Tractor supply.
Yeah, I like the common folk aspect that you're kicking out there. You know, that's
Man,
how I
listen,
think. That's how I
man,
think.
listen.
But go
Success
ahead.
is not always about having 100,000 in the bank or having this car, that car. Sometimes success is just being happy. And I promise you, there are a lot of people I know that make far less than I do. They enjoy their life because they enjoy what they do. They're happy with themselves and they're not trying to impress anybody. So I would suggest that everybody under the sound of my voice keep that in mind with the decisions that you make financially moving forward for the rest of your life, young and old.
Bro, you know that you can get a fleet of trucks, put some trucks on the road for under $100,000.
Yeah, I got my homeboy over in Germany. He got all kind of stuff like that going on. This dude is about to invest in some mineral mines in Africa. So yeah, like he's taking that mindset of like entrepreneurship and use the job he has with the federal government, good paying job might I add, and leverage that money to do whatever he wants to. So he's going to be trying to retire at 45, which is in 5 more years.
Like
So yeah,
think about these young men who are getting like all of this money, 100,000. Like you got parents in homes together not making that. You know what I'm saying?
man,
And
what?
and you're making like you're looking to get 300,000, 400,000, 700,000. Some of these kids, especially if you're elite, you know, you're gonna get a whole lot of money. But anyways, that the whole idea of this and the conversation that we were having um about the fact that it's becoming more professional. The requirements for professionals are a little bit different than student athlete. And Love and Liberty, I know you didn't have too much to say on that fact, but let me get your thoughts on the aspect of students who are now going to be required. I think it's coming down the pipeline real soon. Okay, I don't know how it's going to look, what the conversations are behind the scenes, but this thing is looking more and more like a professional league because of the NIL. So, what type of how do you think this thing is going? What is the end game? How do you see this happening? Because the way I look at it, I feel like now we're going to have contracts. This thing is going to look a whole lot different. Kids are not even going to. They're probably not going to require. They're not going to require you to have a degree, maybe. Because if you're a professional, then why do you need a degree? How far does this go? Anyway, your thoughts.
I think the hope is that it increases and cultivates more competition, which gives the fans like us a better viewing experience. It makes the prospective player garden, so to speak, more ripe to grow more Travis Hunters, like hopefully his little brother Travis turns out to be. I think that's the hope, is that
Is that
and
actually his name? Travis?
Travis, yeah, it's Travis and Travis.